This is your cheat code, okay? What's up, Smarties? It's your girl Aggie, aka Nurse Ags. And I am officially a certified family nurse practitioner. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No, but seriously, I just passed my national board exams this morning, like 3 hours ago. And I have an entire video sharing basically today, the day that I took my exams, and what that looks like, me opening the results and my reaction. So if you haven't seen that video, click down below. I'll also tag it up here. But this video is all about how I studied to pass the AANP exam, certification exam for FNPs. So you may know there's two options. You can either do the AANP or the AANC. I opted for the first because it has more clinical questions than not compared to the other one. Now, I'm going to be talking about specifically what I did versus what I should have did to just keep it simple and less stressful for me. So let's hop right into it. All right, so the first thing that I did, I took the month of August. I took 4 weeks, you guys, 4 weeks to study. And that's what they recommend, anywhere from like 4 to 6 weeks. And I started studying literally a week after I graduated from my program. So that's the first thing I would recommend, is just to go ahead and get it out the way if you can, while the content is still fresh in your mind from being in school. So that's what I did. I gave myself 4 weeks and I mapped out the content I needed to cover day by day. So I took my handy dandy planner. She's got plans. Yes, I do. So you can see in pencil, can you see? I have the subjects that I wanted to cover for those days. And so I mapped that out on my calendar and I wrote it in pencil in case I had to change some things. I also included the days that I would review, the days I would do like test questions, or not test questions, that I do like practice tests and like stuff like that. So that's what I did in my planner, which was really helpful because I knew starting each day what I needed to focus on. I would go downstairs, eat my breakfast, and then I would open up Barkley to the section I'll be working on for the day and listen to the corresponding audio. I would take notes in here, and then after that I would go to that same topic, be it gastrointestinal, and I would look at the clinical pearls, because each section has these clinical pearls, which are awesome, and exam tips, and I would write that down in my Barkley book. Now you may be saying, Aggie, that sounds like a lot. And you're right, it is a lot. And that's why I'm going to tell you guys what I would have done differently. So after I filled in the gaps, I would quiz my knowledge either by myself or with a classmate. So we would bring up a topic and say, what do you know about this? And we would have to recall symptomology, labs and diagnostics, and then treatment, basically. So that's what we would do. And then I would try my best to end each of my days with practice questions from a leak. But every day, that was basically what I did. Barkley review, leak, quiz myself, and do questions. Now, what I would have done different, oh no, I'm lying. There's one more thing that's really crucial, which was literally a God-sent individual, Miss Latrina Walden. If you do not know that name and you are in FNP school, you need to get to know that name. Latrina Walden, her exam solutions, she has a number of review courses you can take that are quite affordable, from live review courses to just packages where there are audios you can review. So I invested in the bronze crash course, which is like a 4-hour crash course of the material where she has 4 1-hour videos, plus a separate video that's just meant for cardiac. And she hits on the meat and potatoes of what you need to know. This is your cheat code, okay? So let me just now talk about what I would have done differently if I had known what I know now earlier. So listen to me, okay? Barkley is cute, but you don't need it. Throw it away, okay? You don't need Barkley. Now the audios, if you are like me, your last semester of graduate school, you have long commutes, the audios are great just for learning purposes. Even Hollier, am I pronouncing that right? You might have heard of that review material as well. These are audios you can get, and I think she has just review courses in general. Excellent resources, Barkley and Hollier. But for the AANP exam, this is what you want to do. You need to invest in Leak. You need to read Leak, taking notes, paying close attention to the clinical pearls and the exam tips. This is your Bible. Get to know her. Then you're going to invest in the Bronze Crash Course by Latrina Walden, $67, very affordable. And you're going to watch that not once, but twice, okay? The wonderful thing about her course is that she will tell you the key words to look out for that will help you identify the answer. When I tell you that as I was taking that exam, I was like, boop, keyword, that's that answer. Oh, I remember that, she told me that, that's the answer. Like, I was confident answering numerous questions. Now, there were some questions that I still did not know what it was, and I had to, you know, just do my very best, but for majority of them, I can say that I had an idea what the answer was. If not, I knew confidently what the answer was. And I know for sure it's Miss Walden and also Leak as well. Something else to know about the Bronze Crash Course, because she does have more extensive courses, which they probably go into more depth, but if you are on a budget, then the Crash Course should do the trick for you. But one thing to know is the topics that she brings up, because you'll think those are kind of like random topics. Like, she won't cover every single disease process, but I don't know what where she gets this information from, but it's like spot on. So the topics that she brings up in the Crash Course, not only do you need to listen to it, but you need to go back and then review those topics in Leak so that you know all the gaps. But just remember those key words, then also be familiar with some other little details as well. Take notes on what she says. Let me show you the notes that I took. The first time I listened to it, I went back and I took notes on literally everything she said. I wrote the certain disease or whatever in red or pink, and then I wrote the description in black. I did the diagnostics in green, and I did the treatment in purple, so that when I was reviewing it, I already know what was what. I read through this a second day, and I listened to the audio, like I said, the day before my exam, just to seal in everything. And then finally, I would advise for you to take a PSI exam. I forgot to mention that, but I also did that 2 days ago, or yeah, 2 days from my exam. And that kind of just gives you an idea of where you are. The PSI, that is the same company that makes the AANP exam, so it makes sense to go ahead and do a practice exam. There are 75 questions and they're $50 each, and I think there's 3 versions of them. And I did see a couple of repeat questions on my actual exam that were also on my practice exam. So I would recommend that as well. And yeah, practice questions. Oh, Leak practice. I saw a couple Leak questions on my exam too, just like 1 or 2 that were familiar. But Leak practice questions, Leak practice book, Latrina Walden's Bronze Crash Course, twice. Listen to it twice. Once you invest in it once, you can listen to it as many times as you need to. That was it. That is what you need to do to pass the AANP certification exam. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Last but certainly not least is you have to believe in yourself. That will be the break or make of you. You have to be faithful. Trust in what you know. You got this. You got this. Trust me, you got this. Don't worry about what you don't know. Focus on what you do know, and you will pass this exam. Trust me, I believe in you. I want you to let me know in the comments when you pass your exam, and we are going to celebrate you. You are amazing. God did not bring you this far to fail you. okay? You got this, honey. Do not, girl, when I was taking my practice exam, I nearly had a panic attack. Don't be like me. Whenever you take an exam, pause if you need to. I wore my necklace, my favorite necklace. You probably can't really see it, but whenever I was having a moment during the exam, I would close my eyes, breathe, hold on to it, and say, Aggie, you got this. Write on that piece of paper they give you your name and your credentials, FNP-C. Write that on a piece of paper, claim it, own it, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.